Hello friends, welcome to my channel. Today I will provide you a demo on InMemoryDatabase. So let's start. As the name suggests, an in-memory database is a database that resides in memory, or in other words, volatile memory, instead on a physical disk. It performs read and write operation as a normal database does. Also, it is more faster as compared to the physical database because the application keeps all the data in memory. It is not waiting for a data to be physically written to or read from the disk. We can write in-memory database using entity framework. It allows us to retrieve and write data in in-memory database. It is a quick and easy way to test ASP.NET Core 6 web application. We will see the demo for in-memory database. So without any further ado, let's start. For this demo, we will create an application in .NET. Let's select ASP.NET Core Web API. Click on Next. Provide a meaningful name and click on Next. Keep this as it is. Click on Create. It will create an empty ASP.NET Core Web API for us. Let me navigate to Solution Explorer. And let me delete the weather forecast class. And weather forecast controller. Let me create a new controller with employee controller name. To create an in-memory database, we need to install a NuGet package. So navigate to Manage NuGet Package window. Navigate to Browse tab. Select Microsoft Entity Framework Core.InMemory. Click on Install. Click on Apply. And it will install our required NuGet package. Now we will create a DB context. For that, let me navigate to Solution Explorer. Click on Add and add a new folder with the name repository, and let me add another folder with the data model. We will keep here a model. So before creating DB context, let me create a property class. So let me add a class here. The name of the class will be employee data model. Click on Add and let me paste the property. So here you see we have 5 properties. One is employee ID, another one is employee name, then department name and salary and year of joining. This class we will use as an entity data model where employee ID is a primary key for the table. It will act as a table in memory database. Now let me navigate to Solution Explorer, and here we will create a DB context. So let me add a class here and with the name employee DB context. We will use a DB context as a base class. In class, we will add an override function called onConfiguring, which will create an in-memory database with name EmployeeDB, and below it will create a table with name employees where it is using a schema for employee data model property class. Now we have to add a DB context reference in program.cs class. So for that, let me navigate to Solution Explorer, open the program.cs class, and here add builder service with add DB context. And in that we have to add a reference of employee DB context. Now the next step is to modify our employee controller. Let me navigate to employee controller, and we don't need this code. Let me delete this, and here we have to add a reference of DB context. So we have to create a private read-only variable DB context. To inject the value of DB context, let me add a constructor here. Let me add an HTTP GET action and another one is HTTP POST action. If you noticed, the GET function is finding the employee with ID, and here ID is of GUID type. Other is a POST, which is saving employee record in in-memory database, and it returns a new GUID after saving the data in database. Now we have completed our modification. In summary, We first created an employee data model, which is a property class, and then we create an employee context, which is using DB context as a base class, and this class is creating an in-memory database with name employee. It also creates a table with name employees using employee data model. Then we created this controller with two actions, one for getting the employee record and other is post, where we are saving record to a database. Now let me build the application. We will come back once the Swagger is loaded. Now the Swagger is loaded. Let me navigate to post method and let me click on try it out. Here we have to insert the employee name, so let me insert as in Johnson, department name as in IT. We can add salary of Johnson and year of joining. Let me execute it. You see, it has generated a GUID and it inserted that object into the database. So to check that whether it is inserted or not, let me navigate to get. Let me use that GUID ID and let me execute it. If you see below, it is showing the record what we have inserted into the database. So in this way you can use the in-memory database. There is no physical database onto the hard disk. I hope now the concept is clear to you. With this we end our video here. Thanks for watching. Have a nice day. Bye.